Well, I'm so excited. We're here, we're at Warrumbungles, we're going to camp. Last time I camped here was in year 11 and there was carriages that the girls slept in, and about 2 kilometres away the boys had to sleep separate from us. The carriages have all been removed now. We were talking to somebody and they said they all got sold off, and that a lot of the staff are sorry that they're gone. They were the best things ever. But this is our campsite. Every single campsite is actually marked and you have to pre-book online, and it's busy. We actually wanted to book for 2 nights and we have to move tomorrow to a different campsite. We couldn't book 2 continuous ones, but it's just amazing. And look, there's a mum and a joey just laying there. They're smaller kangaroos than what we see in Canberra. There's birds flying over and you just really do feel like you're somewhere ancient and lovely. Anyway, every campsite has a fire pit. There's barbecues over there. John's so excited. We're in a national park. Favourite thing to do. This centre was absolutely amazing. So much more than just popping in to pick up maps for walking trails. It had history about the rangers and a horrific crash that had happened, a lot of information about the Indigenous people, and even more information about the soil and native animals in the area. Highly recommend visiting it. I'm going to do a short walk today and get a good view. It's definitely a beautiful area already. Somebody's been eating. Billy goat. Not really even, I don't know if it thinks it's hiding behind the bush. Bit funny, and we're still unpaved. And here we are, a little bit interrupted by trees, but not too bad, hey?
That's all right.
We're just sitting here watching the goats walk past. Quite a big herd. Shouldn't be here. But they don't seem to know that.
school of goats.
A what?
The school of goats.
Is it really?
No idea, but I'm going to call them the school.
I would have thought a herd.
No. This thing with heard of this and heard. I'm going to call it a school. Make my own things up, I think. It's a Federer of goats.
A Federer.
Yeah. Well, Roger Federer is the goat. So the Federer of goats.
Well, what a night we had last night. It was absolutely torrentially pouring. At 5 o'clock, the rangers come around to check that people were all right, and some of the people in tents actually had to pack up because they were just drenched. Some tents survived, but there was a few. And we've woken up to this morning, and even though it's a little bit drizzly, it's just beautiful in a whole different way to the way it was yesterday in the bright sunshine. Well, we're off. Big move today. Disappointed to be leaving this spot. Although not disappointed to move away from the toilet. Some people thought it was a good social place in the middle of the night to have a conversation. So big drive, Mr. Hal.
I think we used a quarter litre of juice doing that. That was a good, what? Probably 100 metres?
Booked our nights and then realised we could extend. We went back on the website, and the spot that we were at we couldn't get for another night.
So I had to book another spot. Real tough for you. Look, didn't even put the chains on, look. There you go. That's pretty scary stuff, isn't it?
I just can't describe the racket that was coming from this tree, and the cockies especially, but lots of other birds were there, and they were swooping down, and they were obviously watching something. And then the something climbed high enough that I could see what was going for their eggs and why they were all beside themselves. And it was amazing to watch. And I think the goanna won. And I guess that's just the way it goes in nature sometimes. I'm going to fess up what I did and might become a bit of a thing. So I put the legs down, and then I put the leg winder away in the drawer that we always use. So when we come back to open this cupboard, this lock up here wouldn't unlock because I hadn't fully slid the drawer in. So I'd obviously pushed it like that and it hadn't slid, and as soon as we were on this angle, you can see it came out and it jammed the inside of this so that it wouldn't unlock. Our solution, which was not very fun, was to rehook up, put the legs up halfway.
Using a shifter, which took a while.
And then I had to drive the loop until we came to the right angle where the drawer went in.
Right slope.
And then John opened the door, we locked it, and then I had to come round and back in.
So what was a 5-minute job from moving from there to here? Took us probably an hour.
We'll be careful next time, because that's really the worst thing that's ever happened to us. That's like the thing that we were like, oh my gosh, how are we going to get home if we can't put the legs up on the van?
I would have started walking. Now it's time for bacon and eggs on the fire.
On the fire? It's all wet.
Our wood's dry.
Okay. He's succeeded. Okay, let me try and explain the breakdown of this campsite, because it's a bit confusing when you read online. All the roads are sealed. You come in via one road. The first campsite that you see as you drive in to the left is the education centre and the group bookings. So there's a school over there at the moment in tents. Then you drive up and you come immediately to Camp Blackman 3. They're quite close together, more like a caravan park. And if you're staying here and you want to access the hot showers, there's a bridge that's very high so it wouldn't get washed out, over to the hot showers, flushing toilets, and the public telephone. These little birds are everywhere. It's quite pretty, and you get power, and they all have their own fireplaces. So from Blackman's number 3 to get to the other 2 campsites, you have to go over what they call a water crossing. Now, it rained a lot last night, like constantly all night, and today the water's being handled quite fine by the causeway. And then you're back on bitumen, and then to the left is Camp Blackman, which can handle the caravans, camper trailers, all that sort of thing. To the right says tents only, but if you've got a rooftop tent, you can park your car in there and camp it on the right hand side. And in front of us, that big square bit is for big buses to park. And the toilets and showers are over there if you need to use them. It was tricky for me to understand on the internet where I was booking into, just because I didn't realise it was all going to be sealed. When they said river crossings, I was worried, but nothing to be worried about really. Plenty of 2-wheel drive cars in here. They have good garbage bin and they do a great recycling. So that's it. I'm just walking up this access road, and all the cockies started going off, and I looked up and there's an eagle, and of course there's a few little birds having a go at it, and it's fairly high up, so even my photos won't do it justice, but magnificent to watch it just floating around. Wow. If you want great views, walk up and stop at it's not very steep at all, it's just a gentle climb, because you get to a certain point and the views are spectacular down at the rock formations. And I must say, on the ground there are quite a few prints that look like it could be emu as well as kangaroo, but I've only seen a few kangaroos. Not doing this walk today. Can't get over the other side. I can't believe it. This was my favourite walk from the campsites. I went from Camp Blackman number 2, and it does a 5-kilometre it's mostly flat. There's just a bit of gentle slope coming up, and you come back out at Camp Blackman number 3, and it's just beautiful. It's like you're walking through the middle of the crater, and when you do a 360 turn, you can just see the whole rim and all the rock formations the whole way around. I cannot believe that the GoPro was smeared and didn't work, but I wanted to show you because this is the pick. It's a beautiful walk and so underrated. The rangers said hardly anybody ever does it. I was alone the whole time and it was just beautiful, and the landscape changed heaps. Originally, when you leave, you're walking through grassland, and then it changed into these seed heads, and they're higher than what my head was. And then you climb a little bit and you have perfect views of the rock formations around. Then you cross a river crossing, which was a little deep, but we'd had a lot of rain, and you come into woodland, and then that guides you back around into the camp. Absolutely amazing and well worth it, and you don't even have to drive anywhere to start the walk. And finally we're coming back into camp. I'm so sorry about the GoPro and the dirty lens, but I hope that you really got to see how special this area in the Warrumbungles is. Next week we're going to go into Coonabarabran and have a little explore from there. It's a close township to here. I'll see you on the other side.